Oh, and welcome to this week's Metagame Minute, everybody. Bentley Michaels here, taking over for Rhett Wassefels. Let's just have an open conversation here. I don't think we need to really go around.
Yeah, it's a little more intimate of a Metagame Minute this week. Just the three of us.
Yeah, I mean, I'll just let, I made some notes and whatever, but I'll let, we'll treat this like a court trial. I'll let Milo go first and say why everything he thought was a great idea, and then how I will rebuttal with how it all backfired. And no, I thought it was very, very cool. But Milo, you took a lot of really big swings this episode. Go ahead and take us through your process and what, how you feel with how it turned out and all that sort of stuff, both as a player and as a character.
Yeah, it was nice having that extra time last week to just kind of think about what I wanted to do. And I was like, well, if this thing is, still powered, why can't it just be powered on its own? So taking off the rock was a big thing. And it seems like everything else seems to be powered by this silvery liquid. It healed Chain. So why couldn't it heal this thing? Things just kind of progressed in a way that made a lot of sense to me and for the way Ball does science, I guess. Just testing things and trying to get information. It was difficult to just stand idle while this machine was coming to life and potentially destroying us all at 60 feet tall.
Yeah.
I'm really disappointed in Julia. I was hoping she would be cooler, but I guess she's just a, mage thief lady.
Yeah, she's not an ally.
I mean, you did find her in a prison,
But we were in a prison.
She didn't have the best reputation. Julie is, I think, one of my favorite characters.
Exactly. We were in a prison. We were in a prison too, and we didn't do anything bad.
Y'all took that rod, okay? There was a lot of different places that this story could have gone, I think. Julia had that ready. That was kind of what she's been working towards, and you all just took her timetable and sped it up, it seems.
Yeah, that's crazy. I thought, even as I was getting in the UFO, I thought we were going to help her contain this thing. It never once crossed my mind that, when she was like, here, get me on top of that thing, it didn't cross my mind that it meant, get me in the head position. I thought it was I was going to get in the UFO and we should double team, ram it in the chest and maybe knock it back over type of thing. That's what I kind of felt. I didn't even think about
yeah.
It's the same reason.
Yeah, the fact that it was a head.
Yeah. Yeah. And because you said there's all these extra stuff on it and whatever. And I was like, oh, she's probably learned how to soup hers up and make it be able to attack this thing. It never once crossed my mind that oh no, all of those things go into the sockets where the neck should be, and now she's
it looks like
she's in the Power Rangers fucking head or whatever.
Yeah,
that was a really cool piece of business on your part, Alex. I really appreciated that. What bums me out is I didn't get to talk to her. I wrote down 5 talking points I wanted to talk to her about because Riff really respected her after the quick conversation that we had last time, or a time ago or something like that. Whatever it was, we got to have a fun little conversation, I thought, and where she told me about the runes and all that stuff. But I had so much stuff I wanted to ask her, and so much stuff I was going to tell her, if I felt she was being cool and honest with me. And in retrospect, I'm glad she doesn't know any of the information I told her, or that I wanted to tell her, and that sort of stuff. Yeah, that was pretty insane. And what, as far as just a player thing there, Milo, what the fuck trying to get in my bag?
Yeah, you were not helping, and I wanted you to help.
Don't you ever think that if I'm not helping, maybe there's a reason for it and you're not always right?
No, I'm always right.
Yeah. No, yeah.
Also, one of Ball's
you started up the
character
robot?
flaws is that he is impetuous and stubborn to a fault, even against his better judgment.
Yeah, that's exactly like that. Like my flaw, I speak without thinking through my words and invariably insulting others. So like, yeah, no, I'm not mad.
Play our characters very well.
Yeah, Bentley's not mad at Milo. Riff's kind of mad at Ball because it's like, and I was like, oh, maybe it will help. And then I put the fucking circlet on, and then I was like, oh right, there's a demon in this fucking thing. There's like a fucking Egyptian demon in this motherfucker. Totally forgot about that.
Yeah, I'm curious what you tell, or if you tell Scory about that, because he's been looking for hyena shit constantly.
I'm not telling. I'm with the captain of the guard, and I'm gonna play as much as like, we got ambushed. I don't know what happened.
Yeah, I'm very excited for next week's episode. Just because I want
for Rhett to come in and just blame us all about how we should never be left alone.
Yeah.
I guarantee that's what he's
describing that scene. The robot's gone. Julia's tent is gone. You see,
we're all around a fucking pot of stew.
Yeah. Come on. It's been a long day, guys.
The prisoners are gone too. He'll be real thrilled about that.
Oh yeah. The prisoners are gone.
With the maybe they start like their own band. They're like, look, you guys were soldiers and it didn't work out well for you. We're bad guys and it didn't work out well for us. What if we came together and did our own shit? I am kind of glad though. I do hope next session we get back to Tyrannin and that thing, because I definitely want to tell him about this, but also go and find me a what's it called, an enchanter or something like that. I don't know if they have one like out in the outpost, but that's something that I want to like definitely look into and that sort of thing, because I've got some ideas. And but yeah, Alex, well crafted. I never know where you're going with shit. And this was definitely a thing where I was like, what the fuck? Like when we started to how it ended, I was like, what the fuck? How long have you had this sort of, I know you said that like if we had gone to the Rock earlier, it wouldn't have been there. But was this your intention the whole time with the Julia and like everything, how it's going as far as like the storyline wise?
I mean, so if you had gone to the Rock before, this robot would have been here. The robot's always been there. What the new thing was that Usama had found it, had scouted it, and had sent someone to study it. So the soldiers were kind of backing up Julia to do that. Her plans have been there for a little while. And just my excitement over this thing has been there just because in the past few months I rewatched Evangelion again, and that is the big inspiration for this thing. When the robot was like kind of getting up and like thrashing about, in my head it's just one of the Evangelions goes berserk. Like that's all I'm imagining is that kind of thing without a head. So no, I've been excited to show off some of the bigger technology that is in the wastes, being very much in that vein.
And can you explain, just because I'm stupid as fuck, like can you explain the mechanics of like what the Rock was doing specifically to like keep it down? Like was that a spell type of thing, or how did
I'll give you this for the metagame minute.
Sure.
And this is something that Ball and Riff kind of discover, and maybe this is kind of your first insight into this.
Okay.
Is you take some time to investigate the boulder. And something that you notice that catches your eye is there's this in one of the cracks that are is in the boulder is this odd moss that grows in there. And it hits you that you haven't seen moss anywhere in the desert. You haven't seen any plants anywhere in the desert. Most likely what was powering that machine was that little bit of moss on the boulder. It was able to get enough magic until it was able to get enough power, it was able to do its spell. It lifts up, it levitates that boulder, and then the moss is too far away. And then once that drains, it falls back down. You kind of piece this together as you're looking at the machinery, the boulder, and the runes.
And wouldn't that also be like not dissimilar to like the moss we saw in the tower that was powering that water scene thing?
Exactly.
Right?
Yeah.
Wow.
The scrying mirror was able to gather enough power from the algae in the pool to scry on something once an hour.
Right. Yeah. Wow, that's interesting. I will definitely be relating that part to Scory because I know he's Mr. Druid.
In game, that's something that you two discover, I'll say.
That's awesome. Milo, anything else that you really, really enjoyed or like, I don't know. I always have fun playing with both of you guys, like, because I know, Alex, you and I, we've done some solo stuff, and Milo, I know when I was DM, like, we did a couple of solo things. I always enjoy playing with both of you guys. So, like, this was kind of like a fun, like, the three guys, like, just because we all play so differently. Milo, yeah, anything that you were super excited that you did, even if it turned out how it did or whatever, like any thought processes or story stuff that you want to bring to the table?
Really, I just thought that was an excellent little mini story.
Nice.
That just kind of occurred out here in the wastes that we just got to be a part of, and it was super fun. It was just a great little like side thing.
Yeah,
it was awesome. I really enjoyed it, Alex.
Cool. There you go.
Awesome.
Yeah, no, it's fun to do.
And for some reason, the recording cut off right there. So, thank you for listening to this week's Metagame Minute. My name is Red Weisenfels. And if you ever want to come down and get a picture with me in my KBBXYZ radio satin jacket, I might be able to oblige. Please tune in next week, everybody, and don't forget about the Patreon. This has been Chaotic Amateurs. Damn it, Bentley, don't do the sound effects. I have a character here. I'm sorry, Red. I didn't want to. It's not cool, bro.